Hey guys, welcome back to Goth on a Budget, and today is Mrs.Cloey Tells Scary Stories. I know this is another audio thing. Yeah, just since we've been indoors, I haven't really cared about putting on makeup, really. And on days I do put on makeup, it's just really for fun. I put on my makeup, I got ready, this was the other day, and I did the photo shoot with my husband. Which, by the way, I hate that when I post selfies and it kind of pertains a little sexual, I get bombarded with messages from old men who just, ew. Also, they can't fucking read. Because in each post I say, me and my husband, and no one's getting that. It doesn't mean I want to see your dick pic. Anywho, I just want to get off my chest. Let's get back to Miss Cloey Tells Scary Stories. This is a very raw video. I do not care how I look today. I didn't want to get dressed. There's a point to that other story. What I was going to say was I got ready. We did the photo shoot. And I got tired later. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not going to record today. And yeah. I can't wait for things to get back to normal. I really miss going to work and whatnot. Anyways, so today I'm reading a very interesting book because of the pandemic and everything. We had a happy hour with Sling for a while. I don't know if anyone did that else too. I enjoyed it. I watched a lot of shows I didn't think I would like, and one of them was Murder, She Wrote. Now, what I didn't know was that my husband's father told his mother that Jessica, who's the actor's name Aubrey something, is his grandmother. And now the running joke right now is, oh look, it's grandma. Anywho, so this is not a Murder, She Wrote book, actually. This is a parody that just reading the little description was hilarious, and I had to read this. So, it's actually called Murder, She Did It by Hudson Taylor. And this is where apparently Jessica is a serial killer. And I guess someone killed her victim before she could, so she's pissed, and now she's gonna solve that murder? Which makes no fucking sense, but okay. Anyway, so this is going to be a series of videos. So, sit down, buckle up, drink your tea. What, baby? Sorry, the kitty want to be petted. You're not usually this vocal. Wow, she's not usually this lovable. This is Betsy. She wanted to come say hi. Anyways, let's get started. So, Murder, She Did It. Chapter 1. Mort Mesmer took off his cowboy hat and used it to wipe his sweaty forehead. As a sheriff of Cabot Cove, Maine, he had more murders in a month than when he was a police officer in New York City. So much for transferring to a small New England town where only murder was supposed to happen to the wildlife. Gypsy Rose plodded herself down in front of Mort's desk, like the act of sitting was a bother. Through makeup-smudged tears, she told him again how she didn't kill the local fisherman, Clive Banning. He rarely met murderers who said they did the dirty deed. And even then, when they went to trial, they all cried innocence. Coffee break. I told you, Sheriff. I was home watching The Real Housewives of New Bentwick, New Jersey. There is no way I could have thrown Clive into the lobster tank. I don't even like seafood. Kip's Seafood Shack was one of the Cabot Cove's best restaurants and proudly brags on many signs about the large tanks that could jump that you could jump into and catch your lobster. That sounds really bad. The sign was a gimmick, and luckily no one ever tried to jump into the bacteria-infested tank except old Piccadilly Pete. And with only one ear, many thought the man had suffered enough and let him do so as he pleased. I'm growing impatient with your guys, young lady. And after finding poor Clive, I swear it'll hurt like hell when I go in there for the lobster special tomorrow. But as my wife always tells me in bed, a deal is a deal. I didn't do it. The evidence against you is top-notch, sister. Clive's open wall office on the second floor overlooked the lobster tank. When he turned his back on you, you hit him with the brass bowling ball pin he had on his desk and pushed him into the tank like he was fish food. Doc Hillslit said the hit on the head and drowning led to his death. Coffee break. As another officer held her back, Gypsy Rose cursed like a drunk rap singer. Oh my god. Wow. The door flew open and in walked writer and part-time sleuth Jessica Fletcher. Grandma! My dear, that kind of language will get you nowhere but the gutter. Hello, Miss F. I'm afraid Gypsy Rose is still saying she's innocent. Mort raised his eyebrow. Oh, you poor child. I think you are just confused. Soft music seemed to play out of nowhere. Remember you found out that Clive had stolen your house away from your family when your father was dying in the hospital. I'll never forget the look on your 11-year-old face at your father's funeral when Clive told you to hit the road because he owned your home and even the bike you rode on. It broke my heart to see all the dirt blowing on you as our limos sped up. What? Limos? It broke my heart to see all the dirt blowing on you as our limos sped by and you walking up the road alone. Why is this happening? Gypsy Rose straightened up in her chair. Most businesses don't want to hire an 11-year-old with braces and flat feet. I hitchhiked across the coast for a couple of years, eventually settling down and selling seashell jewelry. Of course, tragedy struck again when I found out I was one of only 3 people in the world who was allergic to shellfishes. Jessica made duck lips and shook her head. The Lord works in mysterious ways. Somehow you found your way back to Cabot Cove and planning revenge. Eventually getting a job at Kip's Seafood and catching the one eye of Clive. Poor Clive. I wonder if he ever got the other eye back from that Maine king crab, Mort asked as he deputy held his laughter. Wow. Jessica gave him a look and smiled sweetly. She hated to be interrupted. You got close to him and became like a daughter to the fatherless man, asking him for advice and panning his ego. When he got comfortable with you, you began confessing his sins over the years. And when you found out the extent of what he did to your family, you lost it and told him who you were. Clive laughed at you and told you for the second time in your life to hit the road. So, Miss F., did they hit the sheets or not? Ew. Just gonna ignore the question. That's when you struck him and pushed him into the lobster tank. Poor Clive. Heavy as a Maine rock and not a swimmer, drowned. Ooh, Gypsy Rose stuttered and looked confused. She didn't remember confronting Clive, but couldn't remember what happened after that. Maybe she did kill Clive. Jessica made her rather large eyes wider. It's okay, dear. We know it was a mistake and not premeditated. He stole your house and shot your dog. He shot my dog? Yes. And if my information is correct, he laughed about it. Mort raised his eyebrows and always admired how Jessica seemed to pull information out from thin air. Poor Sparky. You blacked out and in a rage killed him. It wasn't your best moment, but it's okay. Mort put on a smile. He was also impressed by how Jessica Fletcher could ease a suspect into confessing their crimes. I was mad at Clyde for ruining my life. When he laughed and dismissed me, I realized nobody likes being a fisherman's prostitute. Ew. Jessica blushed when hearing the dirty word. Though if she was honest, oh my god. Though if she was honest, it did describe the girl. Jessica. Gypsy Rose blew her nose. I just remember seeing black and white, you know? Like those cookies. What? And I had the feeling like I was on fire. She broke down crying. I did kill him. Jessica rubbed Gypsy Rose's cheeks, and the gesture calmed the frightened woman. When you get out of the slammer in 10 to 15 years, I'll bake you some blueberry scones. I know how much you love my blueberry scones. Mark rather preferred Jessica's double fudge brownies. Jessica stood her bike up and hopped on, taking one last look at the police station before she rode off. The ride through town would burn off those 2 prune danishes she spooked from the police station. In her experience, police always had the best snacks around. It was a beautiful day in Cabot Cove, and she had many things to do. As Jessica oh my god. As Jessica farted and waved at various neighbors on her way home. That literally says farted. Why? She couldn't help but smirk when thinking how she got away with framing someone for murder again. This is where it's gonna get weird, folks. Oh my god. She knew some of her ardent and older fans would probably blush till Tuesday if they knew the real J.B. Fletcher. But here are the facts. Most of her victims were monsters, and the person she get convicted wouldn't be any better. What the fuck? Gypsy Rose had been on her death list right next to the shopping list. Darn. I never did get those lemons. Gypsy had been on the list since Jessica caught her stealing chocolate bars from blind Brenda, who owns Cabot Cove's oldest newspaper and candy store on Main Street. Truth be known, old Brenda should have sold the place since half the chocolate she sold was expired, but stealing from her was a horrible thing. Ew. Who expired chocolate? Gypsy Rose was stealing so much chocolate, locals pretended to buy invisible bars of candy. The town was worried blind Brenda, who had been eating her feelings, put on a lot of weight, would become upset if she knew of the theft and tried to commit suicide by throwing herself off the Cabot Cove lighthouse again. Again? What the fuck? Blind Brenda needs help. Really, really bad. I don't know the story. My bad. So, like for her, that time, Old Man Cooper was fishing by the lighthouse and blind Brenda landed safely on his boat after jumping. What? Old Man Cooper wasn't so lucky. and was buried a week later in a very thin coffin. Oh my god! Does that mean she squashed him? Hi, Rick. On her moral obligation to rid the earth of bad people, Jessica bit her lip when thinking murder had started tickling her cookies. Good afternoon, Pete. Hello, Jessica. A bit of a day, huh? I heard Jesse Rose confessed to the murder. Jessica thought the internet had nothing on Cavico's gossip mill. Now, Pete, you know I don't talk about Mort's cases. Why not, Jess? It's usually you who solves them. You guys watch Murder, She Wrote TV series? So I'm talking to old people right now. You young kids. But yeah, if you guys remember in Murder, She Wrote, the original series, she literally solves every fucking case. And it's like, police anywhere, New York, Florida. I haven't seen one in California that I remember. But anytime she tells police, it's like, they're stupid. Do your fucking jobs. Like, literally sometimes it's like right in front of, the answer's right in front of their noses. Although sometimes where it really fucked me up, because I thought the killer was someone, and then next thing you know, Jessica pulls out this evidence out of her fucking ass, is this guy instead because something happened in their past. You're like, what the fuck happened? Did I miss half the episode? Anyways, I'm getting off topic. So Jessica managed a polite smile and waved him off. As she pedaled away, as a former English teacher, she always took pride in being smarter than most people, though she didn't like to brag or show off like a lot of women these days. So like some people I know. Before she could even stop her bike, a fancy red car with its roof open tailed her so closely her bike crashed into a tree. Jessica! The last thing Jessica remembered was the driver, a bleached-to-death blonde, talking on her phone and not watching the road. Moments later, Jessica awoke, coughing. The bleached blonde had stuck a bottle of a very expensive and strong perfume into her nose to wake her. Oh god, I killed a serious citizen. Oh my god. Jessica pushed the perfume from her face and sat up. She was groggy, but being called a senior citizen did more to wake her up than anything. That's right, bitch. After a few minutes, the strange woman held her up. Jessica was happy to see that the only thing bruised was her ego. You should be taking a bus at your age. The roads are for the young. Well, I think I forgot who's gonna die next, guys. Jessica looked into the deep lines of the woman's face and half smiled. Here in Cabot Cove, we drive slowly so we don't hit the old folk. Oh, is that where I am? Good lord. I better get going. I'm on my way to a wedding. So sorry for the bump. Dazed, Jessica took a moment to get her groceries and biked back to the road. The blonde woman applied another layer of makeup. Now remember, dear, take the bus next time. It's air-conditioned and safe for women of your advanced years. As the woman sped off, dust flew in Jessica's face and she coughed. The woman's frizzy blonde hair blew around from her open car rooftop. Jessica dumped her groceries and put her pedal to the metal and followed her on the bike, picking up a crowbar that sat by the side of the road along the way. The blonde blasted her music and was on the phone again. When they got to the deserted part of the road, Jessica sped up on her bike and whacked the blonde in the head, sending her right over the cliff and into the Cabot Cove Bay. What the fuck? Okay. Jessica paused at her house back door. She tried to juggle a new bag of groceries, Mara's famous to-go coffee, and finding her house keys. She was surprised to find her back door open. Creeping inside, she was met with the potly backside of one Dr. Seth Hazlitt. Cabot Cove's crusty, white-haired doctor and her good friend. Seth was picking in the cookie jar as usual with the crumbs on his shirt. She bit her tongue and was most pleased when she laced her famous brownies with, I'm gonna get this wrong, X-Lax, if she couldn't help her friend's diet. She sure could help him lose some water weight in the bathroom. Seth, I hope you only had one. Jessica Fletcher, I'll have you know, I was just counting your brownies for you. Kind of taking inventory. God, Seth. Jessica placed her paper bag on the counter and smirked at her old friend. When her dear husband, Frank Fletcher, died, many from town gave their support, but it was Dr. Seth Hazlitt who kept her mind off her pain with the murder case. After solving the murder of Sheriff Tripper, who was the sheriff before Mort, found herself thirsty for the next mystery. When none appeared, Jessica soon found her first victim and a whole new career as a novelist and a serial killer. I noticed suitcases by your door. Where are you off to now? Oh, Seth, I told you several times where I'm going. You can tell me one more time, woman. My good friend, sweetie, is getting married for the first time at 41 years old. I'm so happy for her. The poor thing has longed for so many years to get a ring, but no man ever offered. Maybe sweetie isn't so sweet. Oh, Seth, she's getting married on a cruise ship. Some fancy long-drawn affair, I assume. I'm afraid so. It seems people are stuck on these destination weddings nowadays. It's a cruise to the Greek islands, and we leave from Rome. I couldn't complain. My family has all but stopped inviting me to events. I guess they think wherever I go, a dead body or two follows. They both laughed, but secretly Seth thought her family was on to something. Sweetie is the woman from the building in New York. The one who came into a load of money recently. Well, when her father got killed by a 10-gallon container of mozzarella that fell out of the K's pizza plane, she lost her dear dad, but became a rich woman thanks to a $6 million settlement and year supplies of garlic knots. Garlic knots? Isn't she getting married pretty quickly? Yes, just a year after her father's death, Seth. I have to admit, I'm worried about her. I hope this guy isn't marrying her for the money and garlic knots. You know, if Cody came with garlic knots, that would have been a plus. But he can make them. When I see Sweetie online, she is buying wildly and showing off. The French call it "Donnez-vous riche?" I'm sorry if anyone speaks French and I fucked that up. Jessica, you can't blame her for going a little wild. From what you told me, she pretty much stayed home every night and read romance novels before her father's death. Jessica thought bitterly how Sweetie never read any of her books. Yes, Her father was always sickly, and she cared for him. I can't help but be worried. For her, many have killed for less. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop there. And we'll pick back up next week, hopefully. Or I might do a whole recording. Who knows? Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all your support.